All right, so we are now in Baleares.
Yeah, we played in Palma de Mallorca, this one. It was a very big tournament organized by GMA. GMA was an association for any grandmaster from the world, organized by Kasparov himself. When he had a conflict with FIDE, with Chess Federation. So they organized a very big tournament in Palma de Mallorca, and I played this game against one of the biggest, the youngest and most talented grandmasters from Spain, Comas. Later on, he was in the Olympic team and so on, but here he was already finding his way like this, and he played without any wishes the opening. White has already, after a few moves, he was a little bit worse, So the line is very quiet for White like this, and Black will demonstrate very quickly that he's better, and why, you see. We transpose from a Benoni, we transpose finally in a Grünfeld variation, where Black has to always has an initiative, and we'll see what happens later on, you see. So castle, bishop e2, this is the so-called Smyslov variation for White, where White has nothing at all, So after d5, the best move. If you don't play like in a Benoni or a King's Indian, you transpose in a Grünfeld, which is the most active line for Black, you see. So you try immediately to take the initiative by having a good game against the Isolani, against the pawn from d4, which will be a little bit weak all the time, you see, until the end. So, castle, now we took in d4, he took in d4, knight c6, well, everything is more or less clear now. The alternative, instead of bishop e3, was c5, knight e4, White is simply a little bit worse, again, you see. So now I took in c4, he has to take back now. And now after knight a5, bishop b3, he accepts the fact that later on we can take the bishop, and we have two bishops against White, against two knights, of course. And that gives already a small edge for Black, clear, very clear. But we prepare until until this idea, we play simply b6, bishop b7, rook c8, we prepare everything, and later on we'll take in b3. Yes. So b6. After b6, bishop b7.
Why is not pulling the bishop away?
No, we have time. He can't retreat. If he retreats the bishop in c2,
yes,
he gives the possibility knight c4, and he loses another tempo, because now you have to play back the bishop in c1, which is a little bit too much in the opening, So bishop f4. At least he tries to find some counterplay, Even by trying to give the pawn in f3 and the queen takes d4, but that gives a good play for White. It's not necessary. We play strategical game where Black is always clearly better, Until then, we'll see. Very, very instructive. So now, a3. He waits. What can he do? He has to wait. a6. Now bishop h2. He waits again. Rook c8. Now we prepared everything with Black, you see. So after knight e5, now it's the right moment to take in b3, no? Okay, now he has to take only with the pawn, because if he takes with the queen, he loses immediately the pawn from d4, which is not good, Yeah. Queen takes b3, queen takes d4 without a pawn, So, okay, now look at the position. It's clear. Black has two bishops. The bishop from b7 is fantastic. And any endgame will be lost because of the double pawn from b2 and b3. The structure is very bad for White, you see. And we can demonstrate very quickly why. So knight e2, knight h5, knight c3. We gave him the chance to go wrong immediately by playing the move g4. After g4, queen d5, he can resign in a few moves, you see.
After g4?
Instead of knight c3 back. Here, if he plays g4, after queen d5, the position is terrible for White.
Queen d5. Here, yes.
Terrible. Can resign. Mate,
Yes.
So, okay, he goes back to c3. Knight c3, yes. Knight f6. We change again the plan. Now we have to we have to get rid of this strong knight from e5, you see. We try to play the end game and the middle game, both, you see. But we keep the queen. The queen must be on board, until the end. So knight d7, very good. So the only move, rook c1, has to move something, you see. Rook c1. I took in the e5, he took with the bishop, at least he played something active, And now, very unpleasant, queen g5. We're threatening mate immediately, you see, the bishop from b7, you see.
Yes, yes.
So what to do? The only move is knight g3, no? He played knight g3, okay. And after knight g3, h5, we give him the move, now we're threatening immediately h4. Again, he can resign, So again, he must take in g7. We take in g7. Now it's clear, any endgame will be very bad for white because of this weakness from d4, you see. And the bad structure b2, b3. It's enough to win. And the big diagonal from b7, the bishop from b7 is much, much stronger than the knight from g3, which is doing nothing, you see, until the end. So now he played rook c3 and rook fd8. Okay, what to do? He must make a move, you see. He took, I took, and queen d3. All right. So bishop d5. Look at this. Zugzwang. Not move here.
Not a good move.
Yeah, rook e5, the only move. Now check, king h2, queen f4, decisive. Now we're threatening simply h4, and he loses at least a piece.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And here, I think here he resigned, no?
He resigned.
He resigned, but he has no move. I mean, the threat is simply h4. If you don't accept to give this possibility, you have to play yourself queen e3. And after queen e3, small surprise, we can take in e3. Look at this. We take in e3. Now, if he takes with f, now, he loses material after... no, it's not necessary. f6 wins immediately.
Okay. No way to go.
Yeah. And if he takes with the rook, normal, no?
Yes.
I mean, he takes with the rook. After rook c2, again, he loses at least 1 or 2 pawns.
Yeah.
So, very simple, no?
Yeah.
Very simple, but very effective, We could demonstrate that the activity of our pieces was much stronger than, his pieces all around. I mean, he couldn't move anywhere. I mean, not good coordination for white, you see. White has many problems with own pieces, you see, all over the board. And because of this, that was the clear difference that finally made the decision, Black won without any problems, without fight, let's say, you see. Yeah. Because it wasn't really a fight in this game. Black played alone,
Yes.
Had a very good plan, and white had to react all the time, by finding one move, 2 moves, and so on, you see. But the plan was very clear, and black had completely, overwhelming initiative all the time, you see.
True.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
Tactical and strategic game, like this, all the time.
All right.